if you could get a leg up on your bariatric surgery? If you had a nutrition game plan to put into action before surgery to boost your chances of success even more? Bariatric surgery is a terrific tool to help you lose weight and so much more. The surgery can improve blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease. It's called MASLD in the medical world. It's basically an umbrella term for medical conditions tied to a buildup of fat in the liver. You may have heard of fatty liver. Surgery is just one of the spokes in the wheel to success. But hand in hand with surgery is your lifestyle, particularly nutrition and your willingness to make changes that become part of the way you live from now on. Coming up, I'm going to share a 5-step nutrition game plan. Follow it ahead of your surgery to put yourself in the best possible position for a successful outcome. And if you're thinking, hey, you're a little late, I've already had surgery, use this game plan as a checklist to see how you're doing and what you might need to tweak a bit.
You spoke and we listened. Our chewable multivitamins are now dye-free, meeting your demand for more options. These dye-free chewables join our calcium chews and multivitamin soft chews in the dye-free lineup. Visit ProCareNow.com and use code Susan10 to save money.
I'm bariatric dietitian Dr. Susan Mitchell, ex-radio dietitian turned podcaster. You're listening to the Bariatric Surgery Success podcast. Are you frustrated with all the confusion when it comes to nutrition? Eat this food. No, don't eat that food. Try intermittent fasting or the keto diet, or maybe reset your pouch. It's enough to make you give up and just say, I don't know what to do. Well, I do. I know what to do. And it matters where you get your nutrition information. When it comes to bariatric surgery, nutrition is specific. So let's cut through the nonsense. Let's get what you need to know now. I created the Bariatric Surgery Success podcast to give you accurate nutrition information that you can count on. Simple step-by-step strategies that work. I want you to feel well every day. Go out and do the things you want to do. You're in the right place, friend. Let's get started. And if you love the Bariatric Surgery Success podcast, would you take a moment and write a review on Apple Podcasts for me? I'd appreciate it so much. Well, hey, what's for dinner tonight? Do you need some quick ideas? Okay, I'm a big fan of sheet pan dinners. I make them often, and I use salmon, chicken, or shrimp as my protein. You can try some easy sheet pan dinners if you want. I'll put the link to a freebie I've put together in the show notes. Well, your surgical center may require a pre-surgery nutrition evaluation with a bariatric dietitian, maybe a pre-surgery diet and a supplement schedule. And if so, be sure and follow these guidelines closely. For right now, let's look at 5 steps you can do right away. Remember that these changes to your behavior and your lifestyle not only benefit weight loss, but can substantially improve related health issues you might have, such as diabetes or high blood pressure, even a buildup of fat in the liver called MASLD, that I mentioned earlier. So number 1, now is the time to become keenly aware of how much you eat and to get a good guesstimate of the number of calories you consume each day. Well, how to do that? I love using an app, whether it's on my phone, online, on the computer, both, whatever is easier for you. There are many to choose from. I have 3 favorites. Nutritionix, or Nutrition IX is what it looks like. Nutritionix Track, Lose It, and MyFitnessPal. I'll put the links to all 3 of these in the show notes. Okay, now you might be thinking, really? What a pain in the patootie. I hate to track. I hear you. But once you start, if you're really honest with yourself, a food record kept for a week or 2, ongoing if you want to, is a real eye-opener. The caveat here is being honest with yourself. We have a tendency to log what we feel good about and not the real stuff, right? Don't miss this. Log the real stuff, whatever you eat and how much. To make lasting lifestyle tweaks, you want to know, you want to see patterns. For example, do you snack at night, most every night in front of the TV? Do you eat when you're stressed? Do you reach for goodies when you're upset? If you log what you eat along with what's going on when you eat it, that means how are you feeling at the time? What are your emotions? You'll start to see trends. And these trends are the key to your journey and your behavior changes. And you're thinking, well, why does this matter? Finding your patterns and then working to make behavior change will help prevent that dreaded weight gain that you hear about and you hate. And remember, you want to change your patterns. You don't want to just hear, okay, make behavior change. Well, fine. You got to make behavior change based on what you're doing. And looking at it when you write it down is a great way to do that. Number 2, start cutting back now on beverages with added sugars, especially soda. If beverages with added sugars are part of your lifestyle, you may notice weight loss when you cut down, since the average soda contains 8 to 12 teaspoons of sugar. Did you catch that? 8 to 12 teaspoons of sugar. By the way, it's a good time to notice how much sugar is in the foods you eat. You can listen to episode 147. I'll tell you how to find all those added sugars in your food. Again, I'll put that link in the show notes. You can find it by episode number 147, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You'll be surprised how easily you can cut back on sugar where you know where it hides and what names it goes by. So as you cut back on sweetened beverages, increase the amount of water you drink daily. Believe it or not, dehydration following surgery is a common issue. So it's smart to get used to drinking a lot of water now. Okay, I hear you. You get sick of plain water. I hear that a lot. So instead of flavored carbonated water, which you'll be cutting out before and after surgery for a while, you can try adding slices of lemon or lime or orange, cucumber, pieces of fresh basil. You get the idea, to add some flavor to the water, or look for flavored non-carbonated waters. Well, how much should you drink? Aim for 64 ounces a day, or that's about 2 liters. Number 3, start to pay attention to your portion sizes. When you start that food log I was talking about, you look at what you eat, how you feel when you eat it, and also how much you eat. And this is where mindfulness or mindful eating comes into play. Change does not happen overnight. You've likely been eating a certain way for a long time. So remember, one small step at a time, over time, becomes a new behavior or lifestyle for you. Don't expect perfection, or you'll set yourself up for failure, as you'll feel like you can never do this. You can do this. It takes time, and that's okay. It took time to get to where you are, and this is the beginning of a new journey, not an overnight, unrealistic success story. Don't expect it. So, what to do? One of my strategies is to use a salad plate instead of a dinner plate, as well as a small glass. When you have food on a small plate, it looks like a lot, and it reduces that feeling of deprivation. Same with the glass. So put the dinner plates away for now and begin to watch portions. Make them smaller. Number 4, start on bariatric supplements. You'll likely receive a list of vitamins and minerals to take from your surgery center or from your bariatric dietitian. In the past, we didn't have good bariatric products, so regular over-the-counter supplements were suggested. Today, there are numerous high-quality bariatric supplements to meet your needs. So consider starting a good bariatric multivitamin mineral supplement. Now, you may need additional calcium, vitamin D, iron, B12, and maybe others. So you'll want to have this discussion with your bariatric dietitian. Also, listen to episodes 53 and 54. They cover the specifics about the must-have vitamins and minerals after surgery. Again, the links will be in the show notes or by episode 53 and 54, wherever you listen to your podcast. Number 5, start to be picky about your food choices. Cut back on foods that are low in fiber and high in added sugars and fats, such as sweets, candies, cakes, cookies, along with chips, bagels, white rice, and white bread. Start to cut back. Choose more fresh fruit, fresh veggies, nuts, seeds, whole grains, lean protein choices like beans, salmon, tuna, turkey, chicken. Remember, and now don't miss this, there are no good or bad foods, only more healthful choices. When foods are labeled good and bad, you start to feel good and bad about yourself because of what you chose to eat. Listen closely. Food does not make you good or bad. Remember that. It's just food, and you can make smart choices. Here's what I want you to do this week. If you're multitasking, come back to me and listen closely. If you haven't had surgery, put this game plan into action now. Put yourself in the best possible position for a successful outcome. And if you've already had surgery, use this game plan as a checklist to see how you're doing and what you might tweak a bit. Become aware of how much you eat. Track it for a while. Cut back on beverages with added sugar. Pay attention to portion sizes and start to be picky about what you eat. Get started on your bariatric multivitamin mineral supplements. Why? You are worth it.
Bariatric Surgery Success with dietitian Dr. Susan Mitchell is produced and owned by Practicalories, LLC. All rights reserved. Remember, the content provided on this podcast is for information purposes only and doesn't create a patient-provider relationship. It's intended to provide reference material and is not designed to provide medical advice. Please consult your healthcare provider regarding any medical issues you have relating to symptoms, conditions, diseases, diagnosis, treatments, and side effects. Podcast guests express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions, which do not necessarily reflect or agree with the host, Dr. Susan Mitchell, or Practicalories, LLC.